Hey, and welcome back to Wesley's Moons. This mod received a huge update, the Conquer update. It adds in a couple of new moons, more progression to the story, and most importantly, 4 brand new endings. And in this video, I'll be showing you in detail on how to get those 4 endings. Please avoid this video if you want to avoid spoilers. So firstly, a brand new moon, Repress, is unlocked by default in the terminal. And this moon costs 1,250 credits to route to. Alrighty, now we're on Repress. We're just gonna go straight and go to the left, and we're gonna see a slot here which will need an apparatus. And after inserting the apparatus, we're gonna head to the right, and this chamber would open. And this is the big juicy part of the update. Inside here, we'll be finding a ship, a one very similar to the ones that we pilot ourselves. And what we need to essentially do is to repair this ship. And so firstly, we need to fuel the ship, and we're gonna need 2 oil barrels. The oil barrels can be found as scrap on the following moons. It can be found on Repress itself, Titan, Aldred, Fission C, and Drek, which is one of the new moons. Alright, now we have fully filled the ship. We're just gonna activate the switch and move the ship into position. And alright, we're just gonna hop into the ship. And in order to start the ship, we're gonna need one very important item, and that is the untempered operating panel. And there's two ways to get this operating panel. In the gift shop on Galetree, you can find the operating manual. You can find the operating manual on sale for a whopping 7,000 credits. And it only appears sometimes. It doesn't always appear all the time. And another way to get it is to actually make this yourself. And to make it, we'll need to access one of the moons, Grata. And according to Wesley himself, you can find Grata's tape on these following moons. I suggest just going to Assurance since it's the only free moon and it's also the safest one among them. Alright, so now on Grata, we're just gonna head to the main entrance. So in front is the main entrance, and then you can see there's a fire exit off to the side, and we're just gonna enter the fire exit. And that will lead us to this room. And then in this room is where we can create the control panel in. And to create it, we're gonna need these 6 ingredients. So for the plastic stock, you can be found on Fission C. For steel, you can be found on Grata. For circuit board, you can be found on Cosmocos, Desolation, Uthril, and Artifice. For copper, we can find it on Philotrios, Uthril, and Asteroid 13. For lithium, Core, Drek, and Lucario. Then for rubber ore, you can find it on Gratar, Fission C, Artifice, Cosmocos, Desolation, Uthril, Philotrios, Asteroid 13, Core, Drek, Lucario, and Alcatraz. If you can't memorize them, don't worry, because there's a sheet here that actually tells you where you can find these ingredients on. Alright, so now I've gotten all of the items. We're just gonna plop them into this place over here. We're gonna insert the plastic stock first, then followed by the steel ingot, then followed by the circuit board, the copper wiring, the lithium, and the rubber roll. And here, and now we got ourselves the untempered operating panel. Alright, so now we're back on Repress. I've already inserted the control panel inside, and then we can hit this lever to escape. And there's also a slot here where you can place items of destiny inside here, and that will also yield us different endings. But for this first ending, we can just escape without inserting any items of destiny. And for the items of destiny, I'll be talking about them in the next 3 endings. Alright, so for the second ending, we must make a trip back to the previous final moon, Emperor. Alright, so now we're on Emperor. I'm just gonna go and quickly nuke the Overseer. If you need a guide on how to nuke the Overseer, you can look through my previous videos on how to do it. Alright, so now that the cutscene has finished playing, we'll obtain a destiny item called the Chunk of Herald. And it'll spawn right in front of the ship with this orange glow. And it's part of the nuke that we used to nuke the Overseer. And this is one of the destiny items. And we just go back to repress, rinse and repeat, and insert this into the destiny item slot. And that will unlock us the second ending. So for the fourth ending, we must make a trip to the moon Uthril. And we're gonna cover the fourth ending before the third one, because in the third ending, Uthril is also a vital location to visit in the third ending. So for the fourth ending, I'm just gonna quickly cover on how to unlock Uthril first. So now on Gale Tree, we must first unlock the moon Infernus. If you have already played this mod before or seen some of my previous videos, you'll know how to unlock Infernus. You can find the tape of Infernus in front of this painting inside the art gallery. And there's another 2 moons that you can unlock here to start off your journey, Moltra and Asteroid 13. Something cool is that you can quick start the mod if you already played this before inside of the gift shop. Underneath this counter, underneath the table, you'll find a little disc here. And it's the quick start floppy disk. And it says to insert me if you already played before. And then we're just gonna lock this, and you will unlock us Moltra, Infernus, and Asteroid 13. So it saves us a bit of time, so that we don't have to rewatch the tapes. Alright, so now in Infernus, we're just gonna exit the ship and take a turn to the right and go down this path. And just gonna go down here, and we're gonna find a map here. And by interacting with this map, and that would unlock us the route to... And that will unlock us the route to the moon Atlantica. And that will be our next stop. Alright, so now we're on Atlantica. We're just gonna head down this path. Be careful not to fall into the water. Gonna make a turn to the right. And go down this path. Then once you reach this area, you will see an option to push, to interact with this bridge, and we're just gonna push it. At the same time, this tower will rise from the water, and we'll be able to access this. And there's another map here that we can inspect. And another moon has been discovered. And that moon itself is Lacaro, and that will be our next stop. And now we're on Lacaro. The path in front of us is blocked, so we're gonna grab a shovel and just gonna break through. Alright, and then we're gonna head to the right side. We're gonna go down this path, go up here. What the fuck? Okay. And then over here, there's a lava bridge here with this floating stone platform. We're just gonna parkour and what? And hop onto this side. And we're just gonna go. And over this side, we're gonna make a turn. And there's another hidden map here. And that would unlock us a new moon. And that moon itself being Thalasso, and that would be our next stop. Alright, so now we're on Thalasso. We're gonna head down here. And we're gonna take the path on the left side. And then eventually we'll reach an area like this, and we're just gonna head down. And the map is located behind this area, but the water level will slowly rise after a while, and you will drown if you try to grab the map now. So then we're just gonna leave this area real quick and come back after the water level has fallen back to normal. Oh shit. And now we can grab the, and now we can go and find and interact the map, and interact with the map. And now if we check the terminal, you can find that the moon Uthril is now unlocked. Alright, now we are on Uthril. So the item that we are looking for here is called Harrington's Research Number 4. And it actually spawns as scrap inside of the facilities, so... Boom! There we go! Wait, this is the wrong one, fuck. Ah, and there we go, there it is. Harrington's Research Number 4. But we are not done here yet. There is a moon that we can unlock on Uthril, and it plays a part in the third ending that I'll be talking about next. So we're just gonna head here. We're gonna turn right. We're just gonna follow the lights. We're gonna go up. And there's actually a path here, and it's being blocked by the flowers. And so we're just gonna cross it. And here's another map that we can interact with. So after interacting with the map, we will unlock the the moon called Cubatres. And as I said before, it is also a place that we need to visit in order to get the third ending. So just head back to Repress, rinse and repeat, and insert Harrington's Research Number 4 into the Destiny item slot, and you will get the fourth ending. Alright, so now for the third ending, this is the big new ending that has been added in this recent update. And it involves most of the new moons and also a ton of the old ones. So firstly, we need to get our hands on a floppy disk. The floppy disk can be found as a scrap on the moon in Furnace, or you can also find it on sale at the gift shop on Galetree. And there it is. That's the floppy disk. We're just gonna purchase it, grab it, and we're gonna log it. And that will unlock the first new moon added in this update, Drek. Alright, so now we're on Drek. The gimmick of this moon is that these paths will collapse at random times, either crushing you to death or rendering these paths inaccessible. Oh, it's happening. See, it just happened. It's happening. Get out! Get out! Move! Okay, luckily there's Imperium to keep me alive. Okay. Alright, so the item we are looking for here is called Pedro's Note, number 3. And it spawns as a random scrap inside of the facilities. So we're just gonna quickly and boom, there it is. And we're gonna log it. And that will unlock us Core, which is another new moon added, and that would be our next destination. Alright, so now we're on Core. We're looking for a note-like item, another note-like item called My Task Number 4. And it spawns as a random scrap inside of the facilities. So the main entrance is right over there. And the fire exit is off to the side, and it's off an edge. So you have to jump off the edge, and you will see the fire exit down there. So now I got my task number 4. I'm just gonna log it, and that will unlock us another moon called Faith. Alright, so now we're on Faith. We're just gonna head out and head towards the logging machine. We're gonna stand on top of the rock, and we're gonna look over there. You see that? You see that over there? There's a cave over there. It's currently blocked, and we need to unlock it. And over here, we'll also find these chamber, these totem kind of thingies. And there's a lever here that we can flip. And once we flip it, the lights here will change from yellow to blue. And if you read it, if you read the contents here, it's referencing a previous moon called Polaris. And there's multiple totems on this map that we have to find and flip the lever. And once all the levers are flipped, the cave there will unlock. And in order to find all the totems, we have to follow the clear paths. Alright, so now we've flicked all the levers, and we can head into the cave now. And inside this cave, we will find a note called My Task Number 5. There's also an object here that we can interact with. We'll just push. Alright, and our job is done here on Faith, and we're just gonna go back, and we're gonna log this note. And after logging this note, we'll unlock the moon Beruna, and that will be our final destination. Alright, so now we're on Beruna. You think that the exterior looks a little bit simple? Looks a bit plain and simple? Just wait for it. And this is the true exterior of Beruna. So we're just gonna hit down, we're gonna hit all the way straight. And this is the main entrance, we're just gonna hit down here. And this thing, and we can interact with this thing, we're just gonna push it. And you see it's light aiming towards this thing. And we need to insert a crystal cube here. Remember Cubatras that we unlocked by interacting with the map that we found on Uthril? Yep. We need to make a trip to Cubatras right now. We're on Cubatras. We're just gonna head behind the ship and head this way and turn to your left. And we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep going. And over here we'll find a fire exit and turn behind. And there it is. The cube. And now... Bam! We are back on Beruna. Let's insert the cube. We're just gonna go straight. Alright, so now we just found the journal entry, the unknown voice. I'm pretty sure no one understood what he said. I mean, I couldn't hear him very clearly, so... And so now, over here, if you look over to these sites, we can find 5 brooding seats of brooding seats. And there's names of certain moons labeled behind them. And okay, you can see here says Etern, here says Philotrios, here says Gloom, and here says Uthril, and here says Fission Sea. So we're just gonna take the brooding seats back to the ship first. Alright, so now we're gonna go type in Sigurd, and we're gonna view the log called Unknown Voice. And over there we'll receive instructions from the said unknown voice on what to do with these seats. It says, bring these seeds to their designated celestial bodies. It will distract him for long enough. Once that's done, return, and I'll make my move. So remember all the moons, or the name of the moons that was scribbled behind these seats. So now what we need to do now is to bring each of these seats to their respective moons, and then we have to place these seats on the surface of the moons, and then once that's done, we'll come back to Verona. So the 5 moons that we need to go to are Etern, Gloom, Uthril, Fission Sea, and Philotrios. I've already covered in my previous videos on how to unlock Philotrios and Vision Sea. I'll just quickly cover how to unlock the other moons. For Gloom, you can find its videotape as scrap on the moons Junic, Acidir, or Alcatraz. Quick guide on how to unlock Etern. So firstly, head to Asteroid 13. And we're just going to keep going until we see the glowing sticks, the glow sticks. We'll find Joffrey's final message. Log it. Then we'll unlock the moon Junic. Alright, so now on Junic, we're going to exit the ship, turn to the left, and follow this path with the glow sticks. Avoid the flowers. And here we'll find Joffrey's log number 4. Where's the logging machine? I'm just going to quickly log it. And we will unlock Etern. And so all we need to do now is to go to the 5 moons and put the seats on them. So now after putting the 5 seats on the respective moons, we'll come back to Barana. And you'll see that the exterior of the moon has changed quite drastically, I say. And so now we just head back to the chamber where the mysterious voice tasked us to place the seats. And over here, we'll get a chunk of the Overseer. And the mysterious voice told us to take it and go and purify this thing. So where do we purify this thing? We'll do it here on Barana. See this little light pointed towards this lever? We'll pull it. And a purification altar will rise from the middle. Now we take the chunk of the Overseer and we insert it inside. So now, after the cutscene, we will unlock the last destiny item, the Stone of Purification. And we can find it right in front of there, right beside our ship, glowing in blue. And this is our last destiny item. Go back to repress, rinse and repeat, and insert this as your last destiny item, and you'll get the final ending, where you succumb to the Overseer's curse and get torn into pieces by it. That's it for this video. Hope you found this video helpful, and see you next time.